So let's continue with IMDG code. This is the actual briefing of IMDG code. So now we are going to see this from the starting. What is the brief history of IMDG code? So we know that IMDG code carries all the dangerous goods uh, transported by sea and mainly in package form. And it was first published by IMO in 1965, and SOLAS 1960 brought out Chapter 7 dedicated for carriage of dangerous goods. So as per SOLAS Chapter 7, this carriage of dangerous goods, IMO brought out the details of dangerous goods in 1965 in the form of IMDG code. So initially it was a code and it was not mandatory, but now from January 2004, it has been made mandatory for all the ships to follow for the international, as per International Convention of SOLAS, because there is a process of ratification, and all the signatory states, flag states, have signed this.
सर एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं कुछ लड़के.
Okay. So all the signatory states have signed this, and that's why now it is mandatory from January 2004, and effectively making it a global rule book for the transport of dangerous goods, and directed primarily at sea transport. It is mainly for the sea transport. That's why you find mostly in what you call merchant ships, you will see this book is there and mostly followed. But it also covers provision for other road and rail transport, and it gives instructions for manufacturing, packing, shipping, shippers declaration, inland transport in rivers, road, rail, and inland waterways, and flights, port authorities, and terminal operators instructions are also given in your IMDG code. So it's not only limited to sea transport, but it's governing the instructions for all industry. Then, apart from SOLAS Chapter 7, also we know that in MARPOL we have a Chapter 3 as per for the harmful substances in package form, and this was required. They saw that in MARPOL also we need this rules and regulations regarding harmful substances, because many accidents are taking place and people are not aware of the pollution caused by these harmful substances. So if there is by negligence or by any accidental release of any marine pollutants by sea in package form, they want to minimize that, and as because of that, Annex 3 of MARPOL was brought into force and adopted. So there is a MARPOL Safety Committee for Environment, Marine Environmental Protection Committee, and in 1985 they decided to bring Annex 3 to MARPOL as through IMDG code, and they linked all the requirements of MARPOL Annex 3 in the IMDG code. So what are the main objectives of IMDG code? So the main objective of IMDG code is again safety of life, property, and environment, and facilitate the free movement of dangerous goods. So in simple words, safer ships and cleaner seas is the main objective of IMO, to protect human life from explosions or spill or anything, how to prevent marine pollution, and to avoid dangers to organisms and all, and being safe, all the goods, dangerous goods can be transported without any problems. So maintaining the highest standard of safety for the dangerous goods. Then IMDG code requires all ships to follow. One is SOLAS, Chapter 7, and MARPOL, which we are all ships have to follow this. And MDG code is compulsory or mandatory as per these two conventions. Now the what are the other provisions given in my IMDG code for dangerous goods? So in IMDG code, we have different classes of cargo. All the dangerous goods are correctly for safely classified and identified. So as per their hazards, like flammable liquids, flammable solids, flammable gases, radioactive materials, oxidizing substances, all those different classes are there, and subclasses are also there. Then the packaging is done correctly and safely. That is done as per IMDG code. Marking, labeling, and placarding. So if any markings or any instructions are there, labels of the classes and placarding of hazards or something. Then documentation has to be done as per the IMDG code. That is your document of compliance and shipper declaration and all that dangerous goods manifest. And storage and segregation. Storage is the location, storage plan where we are storing on the ship, close to accommodation, or explosive have to be how much distance from away from the accommodation, on deck or under deck. Then segregation, that is which cargo can react or cause problem to other cargo if it is leaked or mixed or contaminated, and how much distance and how they have to be segregated. Can we load in the same container? Can we load in the same compartment or not? How much distance on deck we have to keep from these cargoes? All that we have to see as per segregation. And then finally we have the emergency response information, and also the security and training requirements for the handling of dangerous goods. So it has three editions: volume 1, volume 2, and a supplement. And it has 7 parts, which are divided into 7 parts or chapters, which are divided into 2 volumes. So volume 2 contains your uh, dangerous goods list, which is your part 3. Then the updation process of IMDG code. So IMDG code is updated every 2 years, and there is an amendment which is valid up to 3 years. So let's see, like this 2018 edition, it is a it came in 2018, so it will be valid up to 3 years. That is up to 2021. What are the changes from the dangerous goods? Why we need to update this IMDG code, or generally what are the changes? So first is if there are any new substances which are discovered. So obviously that will be a new uh, assessment of all the new uh, substances which is discovered. They will in the labs and all the surveyors and these scientists, they will carry out all the tests and see that what are the new properties and as which class does this cargo belong to, and that cargo will be included in your dangerous goods list, and any other specific requirements if are there will be amended and changed in your IMDG code. And if there is any new technology or new method of handling dangerous goods has come, like your for containers nowadays you have automatic trucks, automatic signaling trucks and all. They move with autopilot trucks. They move on the sensor based. So all this new technology and methods of handling dangerous goods is included in your in this thing. Then you have safety, any other new safety concerns after having so many incidents or something. If they find something which is missing in the IMDG code or any new safety precautions which have to be taken, that will be included in the amended IMDG code. Then any new materials of packaging or design for packaging, if they are discovered, these all things will be put in the update, and that these are the reasons why we have to keep the uh, the IMDG code for this um, updation process. Then we will see why we need to update or how it is updated every 2 years. So main part of the code and everything and layout, everything will remain same. Only there will be some changes or amendments. So let's see, like new amendments can be used from 1st January of the odd number of years. So every even number of years, one new edition is coming. So 2018 edition was published in 2017. So before 2017, it's IMDG came into force in 2004, correct? So from 2004, whatever things are amendments or have been taking place, like previous edition or 2016, which was published in 2015. So whatever amendments have taken place from 2015 to 2017 will be included in 2017 this edition, which will be called 2018 edition. So why it will be called 2018 edition? Because but it is published in 2017 because whatever new amendments are there, if you told this in shipping industry is very big and international and very vast, so they need at least some time to implement these amendments and be ready with the technology and infrastructure. So always they are given 1 year of time for getting ready to follow all the amendments and these changes and make all the infrastructure. So 2018 edition was published in 2017, and from 1st January of 2017 we can start following this 2018 edition on voluntary basis. If we want to follow, it's not mandatory. It is mandatory from 2018 to 2020. So yellow is the transition year when either amendment is valid. So in 2019 we can follow 2018 edition also, but also in 2019 there will be a new edition which is published 2020. So if we want, we can follow either 2020 edition, which is some advancement, or we can follow this, but either of this we have to follow. So this is called a transition year. All your odd years are transition years and even years are your single amendment year, where only one edition is valid. So let's see in a brief again. Every 2 years these codes are published. So the main implementation of this code is your even years. So that's why it is 2018 edition or even years edition. So for 2018, the code was published in 2017, just before 2017, and from 1st January 2017, the ships can start following on voluntary basis their amendments which are given in the code, and from 2018 January they have to follow, it's compulsory. So from 1st January 2017 to 1st January 2018 they have a transition time to get ready and follow the all the amendments. And same here, if it is a clash between 2020 and 2018, which one they have to follow, it is their choice. If they are equipped, they can follow 2020, otherwise they can follow 2018. Generally, there will be not much confusion. So now is 2020. So 2020, which edition we can follow? We can follow only 2020 because that is only available. From next year, 2021 January, we can follow either 2020 edition or 2022 edition. So the years before an amendment comes into force on a mandatory basis are known as transition years, which are shown in yellow, when either the current or newly published amendment may be used. Then there are different classifications of hazardous dangerous goods, which are main 9 classes, and the 10th one we have as a marine pollutant. So 9 classes, first is explosives, second is gases, then flammable liquids, then flammable solids and other flammable substances. Then class 5 is oxidizing substances and organic peroxides. Class 6 is toxics and infectious substances. Class 7 is radioactive materials. Class 8 is corrosive substances, materials which can corrode like acids. And class 9 is miscellaneous dangerous substances and articles. So most confusing is this class 9 because it's miscellaneous. So we don't know actually which class is X or what is the danger of this cargo. And then you have marine pollutant, but class 9 is generally not that dangerous. Then marine pollutants is a amendment, and previously it was not there. Then it was added later on as amended, and these are symbol P will be given for the dangerous goods which are marine pollutants, and to identify which is marine pollutant, which is not. Then explosives and other classes are subdivided into more classes, which is not that much very important for your. Then dangerous goods list. So we have a unique number, UN number. So each individual dangerous goods is assigned a UN number. Why? To avoid the confusion with any name or something. So same, there can be some cargoes with the same name with different properties or different concentrations. So that's why we want a proper unique number so that cargoes can be identified with a number. Then we have different packaging groups, packaging group 1, 2 and 3. So packaging group 1 is for most hazardous cargoes, 2 is medium hazard and 3 is your least danger hazard. So dangerous goods like the one which has got most hazardous will require more number of packings and insulation or distance like that we have in the tanks or tankers also. So proper packing is dangerous goods are contained in packaging or tanks. So packaging includes your tank or containers requirements also, which are appropriate strength and will prevent the goods escaping the spill or leakage. So in simplification, main the packing requirements are done while keeping in mind if the chemical or dangerous goods spills or leaks, then how to avoid it. So for hazardous materials, there will be mostly two packings. One will be inner packing and outer packing. But even if it is leaks, the inner packing leaks, the outer packing can keep it safe. So double packing requirement segregation is there. Same for, and the material will also be very strong. Same for your, even if it is a big container also, it will have 2 layers. So then same thing for packaging group 2, less dangerous or medium danger, and packaging group 3. Then there are subtypes also, but this is what we mainly want to know. Then we have marking, labeling and packaging. So we have for hazardous materials, these are the different markings that uh, which side we have to open the package. This side is upside or this side is downside like that. Then like if it is sensitive to heat or if there is any dangerous like fumigation, or we should not open it or be careful while opening. Inhalation hazard, or like if it is a glass item like you have in couriers, if it is fragile, or there is lithium batteries which are can explode, marine pollutants. So these are the different markings you will have: accepted quantities, which is your limited quantity, marking of IBCs, this your containers, what type of container it is, then what type of transportation, if it is very hot or not, biological substance, all these markings can be there. Then what is labeling? Labeling and packaging. What is the purpose? to identify which class of cargo is there and what is their main hazard. So there will be two label and one label and one placard of your class of cargo and the main risk of the cargo. So you can see you have the name of the shipper, name of the receiver, then the uh, UN number of the cargo and main environmental dangers, and name of the cargo, quantity, and this side is up, and the class and the marine pollutant. This is class 8 or 9 something, miscellaneous cargo. So to easily identify, what is the purpose of labeling and placarding? To easily identify the dangers and hazards and name of the cargo and properties. So these are the details of your marking, labeling and placarding. These are different classes: explosive, flammable, non-flammable solid, liquid gases, non-flammable, toxic gas, radioactive, corrosive, infectious substances, organic peroxides, like that. Then there is a form for shipper's declaration. We should know what are the contents. So shipper declaration will give details of the shipper and consignee, transportation number. Every voyage before loading has to be given, and he has to check any update of the properties of that cargo in the last 3 months. So latest uh, properties, physical, chemical properties, and dangers, main hazards of that cargo, moisture content, and all those will be given in your shipper's declaration. Then we have a segregation table, which is will give you four main types of segregation: separated from, separated away from, separated from, separated by a complete compartment or hold from, and separated longitudinally by an intervening compartment of hold from. So we have all these classes 1 to 9, and we have to see which class we can, uh, two classes, how far distance we have to keep. So suppose we have a class 3, that is your I think flammable liquids. So flammable liquid, if we have in one compartment, and we have flammable solids in one compartment, so we have X, it has to be segregated. It cannot be kept in the, it has to be kept at a distance. One is flammable liquid and flammable solid. So it has to be separated away from separate, we can see. So first is away from. Away from is when you have, if it is under deck, we have to keep under deck or over deck, we have to keep at least 3-meter distance from that parcel. So this is a class 3 parcel, which is flammable liquid. This is class 4 parcel, which is flammable solid. We have to keep at least 3-meter distance. So that is away from, prohibited storage area. So we cannot keep in the same line. It has to be vertically or separated by a compartment or height, and also mm, horizontal distance of 3 meter. So that is why it is showing prohibited storage area. Prohibited storage area means same line you cannot wear. It has to be on a different level and 3 meters horizontal distance. And second is separated from. So it is separated from what you call it, separated in a compartment. So there is a division in between, fire division, fire protection division of the compartment. So if you are carrying in this part of cargo hold or twin deck, then this cargo cannot be carried in this twin deck. It can be carried in another twin deck or cargo hold space, which is divided by a fire division bulkhead. Then there is separated by a complete compartment or hold from. So in between two classes of cargo, there has to be a complete compartment. And if it is loaded on deck, so from the edge of this cargo to the edge of other cargo, there has to be at least 12 meter of distance. So separated by a complete compartment or hold from, there has to be a difference of two bulkheads or one complete compartment. And from deck, the edge between each parcel has to be at least 12 meters. And one of the two decks must be resistant to fire and liquid. So the deck must be resistant to fire and liquid, which is generally all the decks are there made like that. Then separated longitudinally by an intervening complete compartment or hold. So this was separated by compartment. You can do transversely also, but here it has to be longitudinally only. So if this is hold number 3, then this next category of uncompatible cargo can go in only hold number 5. It cannot go in 3. This is in 3 port and center you keep one space and you can keep in 3 starboard. Not like that. Transversely we cannot have any separation. We have to keep a separation longitudinally. And if it is on deck, then the distance between the edge of both the cargoes should be at least 24 meters. So this is the segregation table, that how we are going to segregate cargoes away from, separated by complete compartment, and separated longitudinally by a complete compartment or hold from. Then in the supplement, we have emergency responses and we have medical first aid guide. So if you have any questions, you can ask now.
No, sir.
No.
So how many volumes are there for IMDG code?
Two volumes.
And
3, sir.
yeah, 3 volumes.
So 2
Volume 1,
volume is
volume 2, and
supplement.
okay. So what are the main contents of volume 2?
Dangerous code list.
Correct. And what is the contents of supplement? सप्लीमेंट में क्या क्या दिया हुआ है? सप्लीमेंट्स के क्या क्या कंटेंट्स हैं?
So emergency response procedure of ship carrying dangerous cargo goods, first aids,
Sir,
reporting
yes.
procedures,
Okay. Then what else?
incident involving the dangerous goods. The means a reporting
Incidents.
procedure. Procedure for that, sir.
Reporting procedure is mainly for medical first aid incidents, not for any dangerous goods and all.
Supplements are EMS and MFAG reporting procedure. IMO number, ILO number, sir. UN number also.
UN number, one list is there, but UN number is given in volume 2. So we have pesticides, use of pesticides in supplement. Main is EMS and MFAG, then some reporting procedures, then pesticides, then nuclear fuel, irradiated plutonium and high radioactive materials, and some appendices of how to deal with medical first aid and some circulars. Okay, so these are the contents of your supplement. So if you are given a name of any cargo,
खुला चाहिए.
suppose I say, sorry, If I give you a name phosphoric acid, how will you check what is the UN number of the cargo?
Sir, every cargo have a special means designated name for them. That's because every cargo has a different name in different countries. So we will find out from
You will find out from,
the IMDG code.
yes, from where in IMDG code? Where will you search?
Mm,
Okay, later on, remind me
the
if
two.
you want. I can give you the IMDG code soft copy. You can search. So,
Okay.
at the end of volume uh, at the end of volume two, you will have a generic list of all the proper shipping names. So from there, you can also search alphabetical wise list is there of all the cargoes and the UN numbers. You can search there, or
Okay, sir.
otherwise you can search from the dangerous goods list. Dangerous goods list is as per your UN number. If you have UN number, you can search from there. And if you have the name, there is a generic list at the end of volume 2 with alphabetical wise, and from there you can search the name of the cargo and get the UN number, and then you can go to the dangerous goods list table and check all the properties and requirement of that cargo class. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So where will you get the class of cargo? Which class of cargo is there? Hmm? Where will you get the class of cargo? How many classes are there?
The
9 classes,
classes,
sir.
9 classes, sir.
9 classes and marine pollutants.
Yes, sir.
So where will you get which class of cargo is phosphoric acid like that?
Packaging goods. Class.
Sorry?
The details of provision classification.
Details of where? Details of
Provision, sir.
details of provisions.
IMDG code.
Okay, tell me what are the groups, columns of dangerous goods list? What are the columns of dangerous goods list? How many columns are there?
3 columns.
Dangerous goods list.
So A to J.
How many columns? A to J is for what?
So flammability. Flammable
Fire.
cargo, sir. Fire cargo. Sorry, sir.
That is your emergency schedule. I'm asking. Uh, this is dangerous goods list. How many columns are there in dangerous goods list? This is a
18
very
columns, sir.
common question. This is a very common question in your orals and second mates.
18 columns.
Okay, what are the 18 columns?
Is first, sir, UN number. Second, sir, proper shipping names and class and divisions, subsidy risk, packing good, special provisions, and limited quantities. उसमें सर वो कैटेगरी दे रखा है लिमिटेड क्वांटिटीज में, और इसमें 7 में सर ए एंड बी 2 पार्ट हैं सर.
Limited and accepted quantities. Then
8 sir, packing instruction, size of packaging. 9 है special packing instructions.
हाँ, करेक्ट,
Uh,
देन
10 has IBC packing instruction,
करेक्ट, कंटेनर का इंस्ट्रक्शन, देन
and IBC packing special instruction required एक और है
करेक्ट, देन
reserved bulk tank container है bulk tank container special container के लिए सर EMS service storage and segregation and sir properties of observations and UN ये इतना है सर
तो क्लास ऑफ कार्गो कहाँ, कौन से टेबल्स कहाँ से मिलेगी आईएमडीजी कोड में?
सर डेंजरस कार्गो लिस्ट से।
क्लास ऑफ कार्गो है ना यहाँ पे
यस
कॉलम
सर।
2 में। सो दिस क्लास ऑफ कार्गो हमें डेंजरस कार्गो लिस्ट से मिलेगी। तो ये सब तुम्हारे मेन क्वेश्चंस हैं, क्या क्या कितनी वॉल्यूम है, कौन सा एडिशन है, डेंजरस गुड्स लिस्ट कौन सा पार्ट है, कौन सी वॉल्यूम में है, सप्लीमेंट में क्या क्या है, कैसे देखोगे कोई कार्गो मिलेगा। दीज आर ऑल द क्वेश्चंस फॉर योर रिटन्स एंड ओरल्स में आईएमडीजी काफ़ी हॉट क्वेश्चंस है, ठीक है। एनी क्वेश्चंस और
हाँ
डाउट्स?
सर सर जो एलियट फर्नांडिस का बुक है ना सर उसमें सेग्रीगेशन टेबल का जो डायग्राम है
हाँ,
उसमें सर सर 6.1 और 6.2 में सर नो जनरल यानी एक्स कैटेगरी में रखा गया जो आपने सर सेग्रीगेशन टेबल दिखाया उसमें बट ऐसा नहीं है सर तो मतलब अगर ड्रॉ करने के लिए आते तो कौन सा ये करूंगा तो रॉन्ग हो जाएगा क्या
क्या क्या
इसमें
फिर से
सर
बोलो इसमें।
एलियट फर्नांडिस बुक में जो सेग्रीगेशन टेबल का डायग्राम है सर उसमें सर कैटेगरी 6.1 एंड 6.2 में सर एक्स कैटेगरी में रखा है और 9 क्लास को भी एक्स कैटेगरी में रखा है सर बट
ये लेटेस्ट है अपडेटेड।
ये वाला ड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा सर हाँ
हाँ, बट इतना ये डिटेल में सब कुछ थोड़ी ना ड्रॉ करना होता, उसमें तो क्लासेस लिख दो, क्लासेस का नाम लिख दो और कहीं एक दो कुछ भी भर दो। ये मैच थोड़ी ना करेंगे कि वो ओरिजिनल है कि नहीं।
यस
ठीक है।
ठीक है
वैसे ये बनाने के लिए कभी आया ऐसा मैंने देखा नहीं है। ये बनाने के लिए आता है सेपरेटेड, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ अवे फ्रॉम, सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम, एक्सप्लेन। ये सेग्रीगेशन टेबल बनाने के लिए नहीं आता कभी। ठीक है। और कोई क्वेश्चन? यस, नो? ठीक है, तो हम ब्रेक ले लेते हैं, मैं मीटिंग एंड कर रहा हूँ, फिर से चालू कर दूँगा
ओके सर।
11 बजे।